off the face-off. The Red Raiders out there with the wood line off the draw, picked up by Massena, and here they go to the Potsdam line. Michael Morris with it. He drops it to his partner Charlebois, headman, and here comes Potsdam in the zone. Torrey Russell in on the off wing. Poke checked away and right back out to center ice. Good play made by Colin Lazare. Raiders break it out of the zone. Here comes Sidden. Headman to Wood, little bit too far. Poke check back into the neutral zone, and it's picked up by Lazare again. He'll flip it ahead to Job. Job to Wood. Wood takes it on his off wing, and he'll dump as Massena makes a line change. Puck deep inside Potsdam territory. Morris, headman, to the neutral zone. Picked up there. Raider defense, Nick Toth. Toth will bounce it. It's intercepted. Morris to the Massena line. Takes it across. He still has it. Nice job to keep it onside. Gets a shot in behind the net. It got knocked down. Toth trying to come up with it. Throws a check. The puck squirts free. A man in front, but they couldn't get it to him. And it's back in the corner. That's Marcus Kelleher. Centering pass goes back toward the blue line, but not out of the zone. Kept in by Josh Taylor. Knocked away from him. Into the corner it goes. Picked up there. Horan looks for it. He's got it. Flips it ahead on the wing and out to center ice. Out of pressure. Here's Michael Morris for Potsdam, back to his own zone. He backs into his own zone, lost it off the end of his stick on some forechecking pressure. Following up those James Williams, he'll headman it, and right back comes Potsdam out to the neutral zone. Into the Massena zone it goes, trickles in the corner. Josh Taylor after it, looks to center, goes all the way back to the blue line. Catanzari poke checks it out to center ice for Massena. Picked up there by Eric McCluskey for Potsdam. McCluskey to Kelleher. Kelleher being bodied by Michaud. The puck squirts free. Raiders pick it up. Here comes Tubolino off the end of his stick, and right back is James Williams for Potsdam. He'll lug it into the Massena zone. Here's Williams stopping. Headman pass right across the goal mouth, and nobody could put a stick on it. Bobby Ellis had the opportunity, but he got knocked down. Puck trickles around the boards, kept in at the point there. Here's McCluskey dumping into the corner. Raiders pick it up there. Flipped around on the other side. Tubolino. Tubolino has it stolen away. Here's a shot save made by Meacham. Puck in behind the net. So a giveaway in the Massena zone and a save by Meacham. Now the puck along the boards. It's stolen away again by the Stoners as they set up behind the net. And where is the puck? It's still tied up. There's a battle royal going on. Ramo's back there. He comes away with a puck. Ramo moves it down the left wing side to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Now it trickles out to center ice. Here comes Ramo again. A little bit too far and all the way down the ice for icing the call.
Jerry, a couple of things that we can pass on to our fans tonight. I think that the keys for the game for Massena really is not to spend as much time in their own end as they have in the past, and that just makes people work harder all the time. The defensemen get tired. The forwards they don't have
back all the time.
They don't have much left when they go into the offensive end. So consequently, once they get out, they really got to get the puck deep in the zone. You'll notice that a couple of times there we weren't able to get that puck deep, and we've got to do that, and that's a key to the game.
Back to the point in the Massena zone, in the corner, knocked away. Here comes Job, headman pass, across the blue line, DeLille, headman to Woody. Wood gets a shot off, didn't miss by much. Puck in the corner, Lazare, poke checks it back in the deep. Comes back to the blue line, Lazare throws a check, but can't keep the puck in the, well, he did keep it in. Wood flips it ahead to Job. Here's Job, centering pass in front to Wood, knocked away, or that was DeLille, I should say. And back comes Potsdam to the neutral zone. Garris swept, checked away from him. Wood flips it ahead, meant for Job. Hard check throwing as he battles for the puck there, along with Torrey Russell. Puck squirts free to the Potsdam defensive line, Joe Charlebois, and he'll flip it high in the air into the Massena zone. Sidden gloves it. He'll flip it ahead, meant for DeLille. It goes to Wood. He doesn't clear the zone. Kept in. Now it's out to center ice as the Potsdam forward, Murphy, took it back out and takes it in and dumps it in the corner. Jeremy Sidden. No score in the hockey game. We're in the first period. Potsdam Massena. Now the puck out to center ice. Job somehow got it with the back of his stick, and it's knocked right off his stick back in the Massena zone. Sidden poke checks it back in Potsdam territory, but it just trickles, so no icing. And Williams will come. No, that's going to be Michael Morris back for the Stoners. Morris in behind his own net, trying to flip on the wing. It's knocked away. Comes free to Horn at the point. Tees it up. Shot right on. Big rebound, but nobody there to park it home. Goes to Catanzari in the corner for Massena. He and Morris battle. Hard check thrown there. Whitcup is in the fray. It's poke checked away to Williams to the blue line. Not out. Kevin Horan keeps it in again nicely, but it's poke checked away. And here comes Potsdam. Richard Murphy 2-on-1. He's got Kelleher. Murphy to Kelleher in front. He just fired it wide, and the puck goes into the mesh. and a great 2-on-1 opportunity, and you saw that coming.
Jerry, I think that you could have multiplied that by 2. I think that they almost had a 4-on-1 there. One of the defensemen on the right side jumped into the play. We did have a back checker trailing, but that was almost a 4-on-1, and we were lucky to escape without a shot being on goal, even though it just missed the open corner.
And had that been on goal, it would have been 1-0 Potsdam.
That's right. There was an open corner there. I got to emphasize, we've got to get that puck in deep in the offensive zone for us to be successful tonight.
Coach McLennan's saying that all the time as well. Get it deep and put the pressure on the points. Here comes Massena's Whitcup down the right wing side. He'll take it in. He's knocked off the puck. Catanzarite follows in the corner. Back to Whitcup. Whitcup gets knocked down, but it comes free to Levine in front. Catanzarite shot hit the post. Oh, great opportunity and a great shot hit the post. We got a delay penalty, and I think it's going to be on Potsdam as the Raiders get a golden scoring opportunity and we'll get a power play.
I'll tell you, Chris Levine made a heck of a pass there. He was going down the right side of the rink and took the defenseman with him. Just a nice little drop pass to Adam Catanzarite, who really had an excellent scoring opportunity. Dagerman with a big save.
Big save, or did he? It was a save, or did he get the post?
Oh, I think it went right off his chest.
Okay, all right. The penalty is going to be Bobby Ellis, hit from behind. So the Raiders go on the power play. I don't have Coach McLennan's statistics, but I can tell you their power play stats are anemic. But they did get one against Canton.
They got one, and that may be the 3rd or 4th goal this year, I think.
Yeah, they haven't gotten too many. Yeah. Raiders control. Nick Toth with it in the corner. Has it knocked away, and down the ice it goes. And the Raiders will have to regroup Aaron Michaud. He's playing 1 point along with Toth. We've got Wood up front along with Whitcup and Job, who's way down ice right now. Raiders drop pass. They move it out to center ice. Here's Wood with it. And he has it knocked away, but following is Michaud. Winds his shot. Score! Aaron Michaud right through the legs. And the Raiders do get a power play goal and take a 1-0 lead.
You know, Jerry, I'll tell you, that was destined to happen. That was as confident a breakout as I've seen all year long. We had 3 deep. Aaron Michaud started that play from deep in our zone, passed it up, got a return pass, moved it to an open man, followed up. We gained possession all the way through, and he got the puck back deep inside, really high in the offensive zone, made a shot and got a lot of wood on it, put it past goalie Dagerman.
Michaud used the defenseman as a screen, and I think, speaking of Wood, Wood will pick up an assist on that power play goal for Massena. Off the face-off, the puck is going to trickle in on Meacham. He's going to leave it for Jeremy Sitten, who takes it behind the net left side. Banks it, not out of the zone though. Puck kept in there, bounces right in front, but it's going to be clear to the blue line. Not out of the zone again. Here's a shot knocked down and a big rebound, but it comes out into the corner. Ramo picks it up, flips it around the boards. Potsdam putting pressure on here. Massena trying to move it ahead, but the Stoners keep it in. Danny Cook doing a good job. They move it right in front. They got a man free. The shot, save made, or it may not have gotten through, but the puck poke checked out to center ice. Dump back in the zone to lay off sides. I'll tell you, Potsdam did everything but score there as they were putting the pressure on Massena, and the Raiders having a little problem clearing their own end. But now Ramo moves it out to center ice. He's rubbed off the plate. Tubolino tries to follow. Puck knocked away, comes to Levine. Levine to an open wing. Sitten trying to pinch in. It comes back to Levine right in front of the bench. He looks to kick it ahead, can't control. There's a battle for it. It comes to Levine again. He's going to dump it deep. In the zone it goes. Dangerman stops it behind the net, leaves it for his defenseman. Puck along the boards. Raiders trying to put some pressure on. Kept in at the point nicely by Lazaire. Lazaire trying to flip, but it's intercepted. Comes to the neutral zone. Here comes Potsdam. Richard Murphy. He's got Kelleher with him. Murphy in front. The shot, the save. The rebound cleared into the corner. Bounces in front. Another save, and Meacham's going to hold on for the face-off. I'll tell you what, Potsdam went from defense to offense in a big hurry that time.
Yeah, there was a good transition there, and they seem to have that working quite well. I'm not sure, Jerry, if we are really on our game in terms of our forechecking pattern. It appears that we, and I've noticed this for a while, we appear to give up some odd man rushes there, and I'll try to identify what I think is a forechecking pattern going here for us, but really, even though there was a back checker there, we seem to get a little bit confused.
There's a chance in front, shot, and another save, a rebound, bouncing in behind the net. Potsdam putting pressure on in the Massena zone. Stoners move it in front, but it's knocked away, bounces high in the air to the blue line, and out to center ice. Right back in comes Potsdam, right back across the blue line, Torrey Russell. He gets tied up in the corner. Toth picks it up, trying to flip it ahead. And it's along the boards to Leal, and he'll flip it out to center ice. Picked up there by Michael Morris. He goes right back to his partner. This time McCluskey along the boards. Hard check thrown there. Job trying to pick it up. There's a battle. Wood, Job. The puck goes free, and Potsdam will control it into the Massena zone. Here comes the Stoners. Smalling. Smalling gets tied up by Horn. Horn flips it to the blue line. Dump right back in behind the net. In front, they got a man free. They score a goal. What a beautiful goal as Josh Taylor picks up the goal on a beautiful feed from behind the net, and we're all tied up. I think Casey Garish will get the assist.
That play a little unassuming. I thought that the defense really was a little lackadaisical in adjusting to the puck and also adjusting to the guy in the slot. The thought process was there, but the legs didn't appear to have a lot of energy to get them to the place in time to prevent the pass and the shot.
So the Massena lead was short-lived. It's a 1-1 tie hockey game on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard. Sidden takes it across. He'll flip it in the corner, Potsdam zone. Ramo in after it. He gets tied up. The puck squirts free. Tubolino in the corner to Ramo. Ramo again gets tied up. Tubolino shakes the check. In behind, gets knocked down. The puck underneath. They battle for it there. Now the Stoners try to move it ahead. And finally, it's poke checked out to center ice, dumped right back in by Hatch. But the Raiders have to clear as they were offsides. Picked up in behind the net by Charlebois. He'll rip it around the boards. It'll come ahead to Richard Murphy to the blue line, not out of the zone. Hatch keeps it in, takes the check. The puck squirts free in behind to James Williams. Williams will rip it around the boards on the other way. Kelleher, can he get it out of the zone? Sidden keeps it in. Flips it in the corner. Stoners break out to center ice. Tubolino intercepts, dumps it back, dumps it deep. Potsdam looks to move it ahead. Comes to Taylor. Taylor's intercepted pass. Whitcup. Whitcup takes it by one. Flips it ahead to Levine. Got a stick on it. Puck in the corner. Williams and Levine battle for it. Whitcup in trying to help out. Levine has it. He and Whitcup. Now the puck in behind. It squirts free. It'll go into the corner on the other side. And it's poke checked by Kelleher to the blue line and out to center ice. Here's Hatch with it. He flips it ahead, got Toth with it, who goes to Catanzari. Nice pass. Whitcup. Whitcup gets hauled down. The bouncing puck as he tries to feed it through, but it's knocked away. Puck in the corner. Whitcup after it, can't come up with it. And right back comes Potsdam's Richard Murphy. He'll flip it ahead down the ice into the Massena zone, and Brian Hatch will pick it up for the Raiders. Here's Hatch flipping to Toth nicely. Toth looks up ice. He breaks it ahead. Catanzari. Here's Catanzari down the right wing side. Nice pass to Wood. Wood busts in. Sharp angle shot. Save made. Rebound into the corner. Clear to the blue line and out to center ice. Picked up by DeLille. He steps by a check, but he's got a man caught deep. As Job was way in. Raiders have to clear the zone, they do, but the Stoners control. 1-1 tie hockey game here on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard. We're in the first period. Puck along the boards, neutral zone. Into the zone it goes. Potsdam controls in behind the net. Meacham will stop it there and flip it around the boards for Job. Job trying to move it ahead. He goes to DeLille. DeLille to Wood. Wood stick handles, has it lost off the end of his stick, gets it back and backhands it deep in Potsdam territory. McCluskey after it. Job takes him into the boards. Puck squirts free to Wood. Centering pass in front. Job turns around, tries to go to DeLille. He gets knocked down, couldn't get the shot off, and the puck bounces free to the blue line. Kept in at the point. Here's a shot by Lazaire, and the save made. And the puck tricks around the boards and out to center ice, where it's picked up by Sidden. Sidden, backhand pass to DeLille. DeLille skates by one. Here's DeLille, nice head man pass. Tubolino trying to barge his way through. It's knocked away, banks out to center ice. Right back to the Potsdam line. Now it's dumped all the way down the ice, and the Stoners will be called for icing. And a fast-paced first period. We're down to 4:37 left in the first, a 1-1 tie hockey game.
Jerry, get a drink of water. That was a long shift for you to be calling out there. That had to be a good three and a half minute shift. Pretty good play there. Looks like I like Adam Wood's legs tonight. He looks like he's got good spring in his step. That's been a nice adjustment, a nice addition to our play to our team to have Adam out there.
No question about it. Now it's Ramos line out for Massena against the Garish line. Potsdam controlling off the face. They dump it deep into the Massena zone, picked up by Toth, banks it off the boards, and here comes Ramo back the other way. Got away from him. A puck poke check to the blue line, out to center ice, and Michael Morris picks it up there. Here's Morris for Potsdam. Tubolino knocked it down in front, didn't get enough of it, and Potsdam controls. Back to Morris. He winds it up, the save made by goaltender Meacham. Puck along the boards in the corner. Picked up there, Horan. Horan can't get it in behind the net. There's a centering pass, bounces right in front, and a good job by Kevin Horan to move it ahead. Horan's got Tubolino with him. Here's Horan, and he swipes it into the corner. He'll go chase it down himself and then let it go. He and Morris battle for it, and Ramo picks up the puck. Ramo, he gets tied up, lost his stick, Ryan Ramo, and Potsdam controls it out to center ice. Here comes Torrey Russell with it. He'll dump it on the open wing down into the Massena zone as Potsdam wants a change. Toth back after it. 1-1 tie hockey game. He'll go on the wing. Tubolino. Tubolino has it knocked away. Comes out by the blue line. And here's a shot from the point. Meacham makes the save on the shot by McCluskey. Couple of chances for Tubolino to clear and didn't get enough on the puck.
It's Jerry, we've seen time and time again this year where there's a good solid pass made in our defensive end and we fail to clear the zone, and those things come back to haunt you, whether it's the young man you mentioned or any number of the players that are out there tonight. We've got to be a little tougher and a little more diligent in getting the puck out of our own end.
Off the face-off in the Massena zone, puck in the circle. Here's an opportunity for Murphy. Sharp angle shot and a big save by Meacham. And ahead it is Catanzarine. Made a good move to get out of the zone. Moves it to Levine in on the off wing. Levine trying to go wide. Circles in behind. Centering pass right across the goal mouth. Back to the blue line and out to center ice. That almost went in. Dumped right back again. Inside the zone by Jeremy Sidden. Levine racing in after it. To the blue line. Not out of the zone. Here's a chance for the Raiders to keep it in, and they do. In behind. The centering pass by Whitcup goes by everybody. Potsdam breaks it out of the zone. Here comes Richard Murphy in on the off wing. He's got a trailer in Taylor. Taylor after it. Flips it back to the blue line. Here's a shot through traffic, way wide. Bounce the side of the net. Leduc picks it up for Massena. To Levine. Gathers it in. Takes it out to center ice. Nice headman pass. Catanzarine busting in on the right wing side. He's all alone, but he'll shoot. And the save made by Dangermond. And he tries to follow and center it, but Massena was making a line change. Puck comes to the blue line. Job trying to flip it in the zone. Back out to center ice. Here comes Josh Taylor into the Massena zone. He tries to make the move, but is poke checked into the corner. Following up on the play, Richard Murphy. He can't control it. Comes to Woody over skates. Murphy does come up with it. He's got a man breaking in front. Shot, score! Joe Charlebois from the point position. Murphy fed him from the corner, and he put it right up over Meacham's shoulder, and it's 2-1 Potsdam. Again, a puck Raiders had a chance to control and didn't.
Well, the puck went in the corner behind the defenseman. The defenseman covered the guy who had dumped it, and it was just sitting there, and our center went back in to get it, and he fanned on the pass, and it ended up sitting right there. The forechecker came in, made a heck of a pass to the guy in the slot, and he shot and scored.
But again, got to give Charlebois credit for knowing to pinch in, and he was in a perfect position to take that shot.
He had nice anticipation. He wiggled in from the point and really made no mistake. It was a nice shot.
2-1 Potsdam leading. Raiders again trying to clear the zone and don't. Tubolino lost it. Puck goes in the corner. Potsdam controlling as they battle for it there. Tubolino again has it poked away. But following up is Lazaire, and he'll flip it around the boards for Michaud. Michaud moving to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. Ramo, nice pass. Tubolino. He takes it across and then flips it. It's going to trickle in, but not quite on net. Back to pick it up for Potsdam is Mason. He doesn't clear. Here's a shot fired wide by the Massena defenseman, and it comes to Sidden pinching in. Puck in the corner. Sidden after it. Has it knocked away. It's going to come to Joe Charlebois to the blue line. Kept in. Here's the puck right in front of the net after the shot by the Massena defenseman, but it's cleared, and it'll trickle all the way back inside Massena territory. Meacham flips it ahead right on the stick of Tubolino. His headman pass. Here comes Levine right back. His shot, and the save made up into the wall by Dangermond. With 1 minute even left in the first period on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard, it's Potsdam 2, Massena 1.
Well, it's an entertaining period. I think there's a little rope-a-dope going out there. I'm not sure if they really know which way they want to attack each other. Really, in terms of the goals, there's been turnovers and not necessarily as a result of systemized play. But we got a game here tonight.
Off the face-off, Whitcup. He wins the draw, tries to center it, but it's intercepted. And back comes Potsdam to the neutral zone. Torrey Russell tries to make a move, flips it in the corner, looks to chase it down. Horan is there. He can't come up with it. It's poked around, though. It comes to Levine. Levine drops it back to Horan. He'll try the right side. To the blue line, Catanzarine bangs at it. Hard check thrown, Catanzarine looking to come up with it, but where's the puck? It's in the corner. In behind the net, Potsdam controls again. They're going to go back to the point with it. Here's a shot through traffic, goes in behind the net, picked up by the Raider defense as they move it around. That's Horan. Has it knocked away, but it comes out by the blue line, and Horan follows. Here comes Kevin Horan with it, gathers it in. He's got Catanzari breaking. He's going to shoot it, and the save made by Dangermond up into the wall again. The Raiders, it's nice to see, are not quite as afraid to shoot the puck.
Well, it looks to me like they're trying to get some more shots on goal. That was a pretty good effort by Kevin there. Turned the corner, tried to make something happen from deep in the zone, and he was fortunate to get the puck back and able to get up the ice.
Of course, the defenseman played it right. He cheated toward the player without the puck and left Horan to Dangermond, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Goalie really didn't have much trouble with that shot.
Not much of an angle to shoot at. 12 seconds left in the first period. 2-1 Potsdam on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard as Wood comes out to take the faceoff for Massena against Kelleher. Off the draw, Wood wins it. Here's a shot by Toth, and it goes just wide as he really misfired on it. Job got a piece of it as well. Raiders had a golden opportunity to tie, and now Potsdam back the other way. Here's Potsdam in the zone as the buzzer sounds. And I'll tell you what, Josh Taylor was trying to barge his way through, but Nick Toth was riding him all the way, and he just couldn't get it. Hang it to the Massena line. Sidden gathers it there. Circles back, goes over on the other side to Lazaire. His head man a little bit too far, intercepted, dumped right back in Massena territory. Sidden picks it up again. He'll take it behind, flip it on the other side for Lazaire. Goes back to Wood. Actually meant for Sidden, but Wood picked it up on the way by. Trying to move it ahead, but it's knocked away. Bounces in the circle. Job comes back for it. To the blue line, not out of the zone. Now it's out to center ice. As the Raiders' second effort. Now the puck stolen by Job, trying to feed it in the middle, and a couple of good defensive plays breaking it up. Job picks it up behind. To the blue line. Lazaire's pass is blocked. Here comes Potsdam. It's Taylor. He's got a partial break. He's knocked down. There's going to be a penalty, but the Potsdam continues to play. Massena will have to touch it. The Raiders will pick up a penalty, but apparently you think it's going to be just a tripping call, just a minor penalty.
I look over at Mark DeRuschi over there. He wants a penalty shot. It doesn't look like that's going to occur.
Jeremy Sidden really had, Taylor had a half a step on him, and he pretty much had no choice but to haul him down or give him the clear shot.
Did he get a shot away?
Not really.
Okay,
well,
so that's a...
Hey, you get your full measure for your penalty.
Yeah, he didn't really have a complete and clear breakaway, so that's probably the judgment that I think Ronnie Jacobs made.
Potsdam on the power play, and they control the puck. That's Williams at the blue line, goes to the 45. He'll get it right back again. He's the quarterback, gets the shot. No, it's a pass. Nice pass to Taylor in the corner. Taylor circles to the 45. He'll dump it in behind Morris. Michael Morris with it, looks to set it up. Being bothered by Kevin Horan. Horan, gets a poke check on it, but Morris will come up with it. Here's Morris, sharp angle, gets a shot, hit the side of the net. And it comes off the Taylor in behind. He flips it in behind the net, but it's Horan picking it up, and he just looks to tie it up, wasting time. He finally goes down, and the puck comes to Taylor. But he wasted a few seconds there. Taylor will move it at the 45. They go around the horn, back to the point. Williams winds up, fakes the shot, goes to Morris. Morris, poke checked away, back to the blue line. Williams keeps it in, looking for his 45. They move it around the horn, and it goes out to center ice. An unforced error as it moves out off Joe Charleboy's stick. Raiders with a puck, poking it out to center ice. Good play by Horan that time. And Potsdam regroups in the neutral zone. The puck stolen by Michaud. As it's swept away, gets it back again, looking to waste a little time. With 20 seconds left, he'll dump it ahead, and Ramo almost caught the pass. It wasn't a pass, but it could have been. Now back comes Potsdam into the zone. It's Murphy. Murphy trying to go wide on Toth. Toth forces him in behind the net. Murphy now flips it on the 45. Michael Morris. We're down to 4 seconds left to the man advantage. Morris back to the blue line. Back to Murphy. Morris. His shot, save made by Meacham. Raiders get the man back. They kill the penalty. Ramo picking up the loose puck to the blue line. Battles for it and poke checked out to center ice. Good penalty kill by Massena. The Potsdam Stoners got a couple of shots, but they were shots that Meacham could easily handle. Puck in the Massena zone. Raiders now trying to move it along the boards. Potsdam still controls though. And finally, Horan moves it ahead to center ice. Goes by everybody. They ought to wave that one off. And the puck goes deep in Potsdam territory. Dan Cook after it. Whitcup battles with him. The puck in behind. And it squirts free along the boards to the blue line, and a shot right on. That went through traffic, and the save made by Dangermond. Puck to the blue line, not out of the zone. Raiders control. Here's a shot knocked down to Catanzarite. He barges through. The shot right on. There's a battle. It's clear to the blue line. Hatch keeps it in at the point. Flips to the open wing. Levine battling for it. In the corner. Levine sweeps it around the boards for Catanzarite. He stops it. Poke checks it into the corner to Levine. Levine battles. He and Whitcup in the corner. Levine has it knocked away. Good play made by Cook. He'll flip it around behind the net. Stepped into by Catanzarite. Goes to Whitcup. Tries to wrap it around, but it's poke checked out to center ice. But the Raiders putting some good pressure on there, and Potsdam wants a change. Colin Lazare with it in his own end. He'll flip it back on the other side to Hatch, who goes right back to Lazare. Lazare comes out left side, moves it ahead to the neutral zone and out to center ice. Looking for his wing, but he didn't quite get him. Puck dump back inside Massena territory. Colin Lazare back after it. He'll take it out right side. Here's Lazare, flips it ahead to Catanzarite, doesn't clear the zone. Now Hatch has it, knocked away, but it's Levine, and he'll bank it to the neutral zone and down the ice. Is that going to go for icing? No icing. I guess they ruled that Potsdam could have played it. Puck in the Potsdam zone to the blue line, kept in at the point. Raiders dump it to an open wing, but nobody open, and the puck bounces free to the neutral zone. Back comes Potsdam. Here's a shot in behind the net. Meacham leaves it for Sidden. He'll rip it around the boards for Job, who lets it go to the blue line, not out of the zone. Puck dumped in the corner. Picked up by DeLille. DeLille barging his way through several players to center ice to Wood. Here comes Wood with it. To Job, too far. Puck knocked away, out to center ice. Wood back after it again, looking. He'll dump it deep. That'll be icing on Massena. And the face-off will move back inside Massena territory. 10-11 left in the second period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. It's 2-1 for Potsdam.
I'm not so sure that Adam Wood looked up here and tried to give you a break again. Another really, really long series, that time to include an excellent penalty kill by the Massena Red Raiders. They did a really, really nice job. They stayed in the box. They pressed. They were a little bit aggressive when the puck showed. But it was an excellent effort on the penalty kill.
Off the face-off, Kevin Horan with it. Off the boards, has it knocked away. And back the other way comes Potsdam, man in front, but is clear to the blue line. Turning around is Michael Morris. He keeps it in the zone. We got a delay penalty, apparently on Massena, and they'll touch the puck and pick up the call as the Potsdam forward, Torrey Russell, got knocked down in front. Probably a tripping call, I would guess. So the Raiders will have to kill another one off, and who gets the gate? Whoever it is doesn't, or is apparently doesn't realize.
I'm not sure who that was. I looked in front and I saw the guy down, and then I saw Kevin fall over him in front of the net, the defenseman. So I'm not sure who they have on the call.
I'm not sure they're going to give it to Sidden. No, who's that? Joe?
Tubolino.
Oh, Tubolino. They got an interference call. I'm not sure if they knew who it was, to be honest with you. But the Raiders down a man. Off the face-off, puck to the blue line and out to center ice. Nice face-off by Ryan Ramo as he won his own draw and dumped it down the ice. Puck in the Potsdam zone. Ramo along with Michaud trying to forecheck. Michaud throws a check. Sitting back there along with Kevin Horan. And the bouncer controlled by Potsdam. Into the zone, Danny Cook with it. Cook, his dad and I went to high school together. A lot of these guys' dads and I went to high school together. Of course, his brother played last year, Adam Cook. Here's a shot. Oh, big deflection and a big save.
Kevin came from one side over and slid in the crease. I'm not sure if he got a part of it or not, piece of it or not.
And that penalty was on. Here's a chance for Potsdam. Shot goes in behind the net. Bounces right in front, right across the goal mouth. Took a funny bounce. That penalty was on Meacham. So that's why we couldn't figure out who it was. Here's the puck to the blue line. Potsdam still on the power play. Now it's poked away and kept in. Levine, great penalty kill, and he dumps it down the ice.
You know, Chris Levine has had a heck of a game to date. He's been involved in a couple of great scoring opportunities and made a very, very nice play there on the penalty kill.
He's working hard. Now here comes Potsdam again into the zone. It's Casey Garish setting it up with 25 seconds left. Garish gets tied up, but gets it free. In front, they got a man crossing the crease, but it's knocked away. Dick Toth with a good play by Toth. He circles. Looks, trying to find the hole, still has it, and flips it in behind for Sidden. Sidden picks it up, over skates. Bouncer, tied up, puck free. It comes to Kelleher. Kelleher looks, 4 seconds left in the man advantage. The puck goes to the 45. The penalty is elapsed. Puck right across the goal mouth out by the blue line. Potsdam trying to keep it in the zone. Raiders control. Nick Toth with it. Barges his way through, has it taken away. The puck bounces in front. Kelleher, his shot, he fired it wide. Oh, great opportunity there for Garish as Kelleher fed him, but he fired it wide, and the Raiders move it out to center ice. Now there's bodies flying in front of the Potsdam net. I think that was a delay offsides they called. And the face-off will come outside the zone. Raiders dodged a couple of bullets there.
My goodness, I'm not sure who that young man is, but he'll be seeing that in his dreams tonight. We had another turnover high in the zone, and a couple of passes, and Casey Garish, I guess it was right there. We're looking at that empty goal, and he not only missed it on the he didn't miss it on the short side, he missed it on the long side.
Yes, he did, and I'll tell you what, it was a great pass by Marcus Kelleher. Here comes Massena. Wood down the ice. He's got DeLille with him. Wood shot. Good glove save by Dangermond.
That's a real nice thought, I think, by Adam Wood. I think that he used that was a 2-on-1. It was identified as a 2-on-1, and Dangermond gave thought to the fact that it might be a pass, and Adam decided to make the shot, and it was a good quality scoring opportunity.
But it was a good save.
Yes, it was a nice save.
Glove save, and Wood will take the face-off. Face-off in Potsdam territory to the right of goaltender Dangermond. Off the face-off. Wood after it in the corner. Looks for Job. Gets a shot. Knocked down side of the net. Dangermond will cover it up as it's tied up in the mesh, and will do it again. With 7:49 left in the second period, Potsdam still holding on to that 2-1 lead on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. They had several opportunities on the power play to make it 3-1.
Yes, they did, but by and large, I think we still have done a good job on the power play. I think maybe even some of those chances came after we had got the man back. And
here's Job trying to go back to the point. The drive by Horan, and it hits somebody in front and bounces all the way back to center ice. And here comes Potsdam with a 2-on-1. Breaking in the zone. Taylor centering pass in front. Big save again by Meacham. I don't know how the heck he got back, as Morris was the trailer on the play, and somehow he got back and made a great save again and keeps it 2-1.
I'm not sure if that didn't hit the pipe.
Maybe it did.
Again, the 2-on-1, the defenseman went over and attempted to make the play in the neutral zone, did not get the puck, and
did not get the man.
Did not get the man, and ended up being a 2-on-1, and again, a real good scoring opportunity for Potsdam.
Face-off will be in the Massena zone. Either the post or Meacham made a great save, one or the other, to keep it a 2-1 game for Potsdam. Ramo off the draw. He'll flip it to the blue line, out of the zone. Here's a shot knocked down in the circle. Kicked ahead. Raiders pick it up and out center ice. Tubolino, headman pass. Dumped right back inside Potsdam or Massena territory. Brian Hatch back after it. Runs into some traffic. Spins around. Skates out of it. Here comes Hatch with it. Looks ahead. Bangs it to the Potsdam line. Trickles in the zone. Back after it is James Williams. Williams circles in behind the net. Starts to move it ahead. Looks. And then flips it over on the other side. A little indecision there, but Potsdam will move it to the blue line and out to center ice. Puck picked up by Michaud. He shovels it right back in Potsdam territory. Williams picks it up off a funny carom off the back. Hard check thrown by Ramo. The puck squirts free. Ramo trying to get up for it. Can't come up with it. And the puck goes to Trevor Mason to the blue line. Kept in by Sidden. He'll dump to Michaud in behind the net. Michaud looking to center. Michaud trying to stick handle by. He's got it. Side of the net. Centering pass. Tubolino couldn't put a skate on it or anything, and the puck dumped down the ice. I don't think it'll go far enough for icing. It does. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to make it across the line, but it crawled across, and we'll have an icing and a face-off back inside Potsdam territory.
Looks like they, the referees felt that there was a good solid effort to get back and get that, but there wasn't a lot of steam on that puck. It was kind of weaving back. But that's a good break for us. We've got a face-off here to the right side of goalie Dangermond, and I really, we've got that face-off artist out there, Robbie Wickup. And really a line that's created a lot of opportunity out there with Chris Levine and Adam Catanzari.
Kelleher will face off against Whitcup in the Potsdam zone. Off the draw, Whitcup to Levine, gets a shot off, doesn't get through. And right back comes Potsdam
I'd
to
give
the
him a win
Massena
on
line.
that.
Yeah, I would too. And the puck comes free to Whitcup. Whitcup back the other way. He's got Levine busting with him. Here's Whitcup, takes it by one. Poke checked away at the last second to the blue line, out to center ice. Josh Taylor with it. Taylor trying to barge his way through into the Massena zone, knocked away. Back comes Massena. Levine couldn't quite catch it. Whitcup tries to follow, knocked away, comes back to the Massena line. Leduc. Aaron Leduc stops, Flips to Levine. Levine gets it out to center ice, barely. Back across, back out again to Levine. Levine barges his way through one. Here's Levine, takes it wide left side. He's got Whitcup with him. Levine takes it, trying to center, knocked away. Levine in behind the net. Whitcup in trying to help out. There's a battle for it. Potsdam wins the battle. Morris, he skates it ahead. Here's Michael Morris on the head man. Josh Taylor into the Massena zone on the off wing. Taylor, nice drop pass to Morris's shot, save made. Puck on the other side. Here's Kelleher. He fired it wide. It'll come around the boards to Morris. Morris winds up. His shot, did it get through? Apparently not. And the puck goes wide in the corner. Kelleher gets tied up by Toth. Now there's a battle in the corner. Murphy's in there, squirts back to the point. Here's Morris, winds up his shot, and it somehow got through. And it's a goal, and I don't know if it knocked off somebody or what. Morris took the shot, and it went off something.
Well, he was bound to get one on that shift. That was his third shot of that shift that he was able to direct towards the goal, and not all of them went on. But that clearly, he has a lot of he puts a lot of mustard on that shot. Jerry, what happened over there in the corner? The puck went over to the boards. Our winger was already on the puck and against the defender. We had another guy that went over and attempted to play that and left the defenseman wide open. The puck squirted over to him. He passed across the zone, and Mike got an uncontested shot.
And it's 3-1 for Potsdam. Now the puck dumped back in the zone, and we're going to have a hooking call against Massena. Job's going to pick up a hooking call as he got his stick up in the armpit, and it was a pretty obvious call.
Yeah. You know, that was really an error of omission here. I thought that is, you know, you talk about concentration and thought process here. You know, when they get over there and you see that a player is already being absorbed by your defender, that there is not an opportunity for that player to become involved in the play, you've got to anticipate. That's a one-on-one. Let it happen. You've got to anticipate what your problem can be, and we left that defenseman wide open.
Off the face-off, puck dumped deep in the Massena zone. Raiders back on the penalty kill again. Horan flips it in behind for Toth. Toth behind the net has it knocked away. Bouncer goes back to the blue line. Moving it around the horn. Here's a sharp angle shot. Goes wide. And the puck in the corner. Potsdam controlling. This is a very critical penalty kill right here. Raiders trail by 2. Puck in behind the net. In the corner as they battle for it there. Bounces free. Horan after it. Looking to just throw a check. And wasting a little time. The puck squirts free, and it's picked up by Casey Garish. Garish, centering pass, knocked down. Raiders pick it up. Somebody made a good play that time, Horan. And the puck dumped down the ice. And it's stopped by Dangermond. Wood is bothering him in the corner. Wood gets tied up along with the Potsdam defenseman. That was Cook. And finally, Potsdam controls it, moves it out to the Massena line, and right back in the zone it goes. Shot saved. No, it's in the net. And that's going to be Casey Garish, as Meacham made the initial save, and it got through somehow. And in the back of the twine, and it's 4-1, a power play goal for Potsdam. 1 second left in the man advantage.
Yeah, 1 second left in the man advantage. The play was really made at the blue line, where our defenseman, who will remain nameless at this time, ends up playing the puck instead of the man, and it ends up creating a 2-on-1 down low, and they finish the play off with a goal.
So now the Raiders trail by 3 rather, 4-1, and they got to get a goal here.
Well, I mentioned before, Jerry, I think, you know, I talked about our legs looking a little heavy out there. I haven't, there's a couple of people that have a real good clip in their step, but our legs look heavy to me tonight.
Here's Sidden. He gets knocked down. The puck goes in behind the net. Tubolino trying to escape the check. Around the boards it goes to Sidden, pinches in to the blue line. Tubolino flips it in the corner behind the net. Morris. And around the boards on the other side. Potsdam looks to control it, and they move it out to center ice. Here comes Kelleher. Kelleher shot, and the save made by Meacham. Kind of a knuckleball there, and the puck squirts in behind the net for Ramo. He'll flip it around the boards. Tubolino. Tubolino, head man to the blue line, not out of the zone. Now they battle for it there. Tubolino trying to come up with it. Check thrown by Lazaire, and the puck tied up along the boards, and we'll have a face-off.
Yeah, this is, we need one here. I'd like to see us get one before the end of the period, Jerry. You know, you can't look to get things in large bunches, but, you know, if we're not going to get a goal, I'd like to see us reestablish ourselves in a territorial advantage. It really seems like the wind's been taken out of our sails here.
Well, this next 2-3 minutes very important for Massena not to have a letdown. They cannot afford to give up another goal. Levine with the puck now off the faceoff, feeds Whitcup. Whitcup takes it across wide left side. Here's Whitcup trying to barge his way through, knocked away. Puck along the boards, there's a battle for it, comes to Hatch. He winds it up, and the save made by Dangermond. Here's a sharp angle shot fired wide, and the puck goes all the way back down the ice on the shot. Nick Toth after it. Here's Toth with it. Circles behind his own net. 4-1, Potsdam leading now on the Corky scoreboard. As the puck along the boards and out to center ice, trickles into the Potsdam zone. Back after James Williams for the Stoners. Williams flips it around the boards to the blue line and in the zone still. Now it's dumped to center ice and down the ice. And that should go far enough for icing. If it crosses the line, it does. And we're down to 2:23 left. Corky's Collision scoreboard says 4-1 Potsdam after, with just 2:23 left in the second period. A 2-1 Potsdam lead coming in, but they've scored 2 unanswered goals in the second.
They sure have, and the last one was on the power play there with 1 second to go on the clock. We had done a good job. I'm not sure if Sally can tell us how many penalties we've had in that period, but looks to me like we've had 3 penalties and they haven't had any. So
yeah, that's been you can't get much offense going when you're killing penalties the whole period. Off the face-off, the puck around the boards, pinching in his horn, flips it in the corner, and the headman pass didn't quite get there. And the puck goes in the corner as Wood tried to feed DeLille. Now it comes to Job. Job steps by the check, skates in front, short side shot. Dangerman makes the save. Nice move by Job, and he got a good shot off, but Dangerman didn't give him any room.
Peter is a big goaltender. He stands tall. I'm not sure if he's not as big as the goaltender from Canton, but he covers a lot of the net. And Matt had to come from deep behind the goal line, and he played his angles very, very well on that shot.
So we've got another face-off in the Potsdam zone. Wood out there with Job and DeLille. 2:03 left in the second period. 4-1 Potsdam leading Massena. Face-off left side off the draw. Puck goes in behind the net. Job centering pass in front. DeLille didn't go for the net until too late. And now Potsdam moves it out to center ice. Lazaire is there to dump it back to the Potsdam line. Marcus Kelleher to the open man. Here comes Murphy trying to barge his way through. He gets in front. And did he score? No, Meacham has it. And he closes the legs as Murphy beat the Massena defenseman and cut back toward the middle, but Meacham shut him down.
That was a good play. He's a quick little forward there, and he just got a step on our defenseman and was able to turn it into a pretty good goal-scoring opportunity. Matt had his angles covered very, very well and was able to cover the puck up.
4-1 our score in favor of Potsdam with 1:44 left in the second period.
Jerry, is that a Potsdam name? I'm not sure if you recognize that from anybody.
I do not. I do not.
I was referring to Makazim Sokolov.
Here comes Michaud. Michaud takes it wide in the zone, stops at the 45, in behind the net for Ramo. Ramo circles in front. Michaud gets a whack at it, knocks it in behind. Gets knocked down. There's a battle in the corner. It squirts free, and the Stoners just dump it out of trouble. As Raiders putting a little pressure on there. It's not going to go far enough for icing as Toth gathers it in. Toth in behind. He'll rip it around on the other side for Whitcup. Whitcup moves it ahead, not out of the zone. Meacham will stop it and leave it in the corner. Garish is there for Potsdam. Drops it in behind. Whitcup. We're down to just over a minute. Puck sits side of the net. Picked up by Sidden. Sidden around the boards. And back out to center ice. Headman pass goes by everybody into the Potsdam zone. Dan Cook with it, doesn't clear. And the puck picked up and dumped in behind the net. Takes a funny bounce side of the net with 49 seconds left. And down the ice it goes. That'll be icing on Potsdam. And the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off back in Potsdam zone with 43 seconds left in the second period. The Raiders trail 4-1.
You know, that was an awful long shift for that line that was just out there. Aaron Michaud and Robbie Wickup and I believe Adam Catanzarite. I think we need to shorten our shifts up a little bit and maybe try to get a little bit more life in our step. We seem to be pacing ourselves a little bit out there.
Off the face-off, Lazaire, and he fanned on the shot and came outside the zone, back in again, and offsides will be the call.
I think I heard Coach McLennan mention that on Saturday as well. Sometimes when you really shorten those shifts up, you get people's minds and bodies in sync that they need to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more lively.
That's cool.
And you can change the tempo of the game a little bit. I think the tempo needs to be changed now.
Off the faceoff, puck back in the Potsdam zone. McCluskey in behind the net. He rips it around on the other side. Picked up by Morris. Just lifts it high in the air. The bouncer gloved and knocked down by Murphy. He overskates. Massena back the other way. Here comes Levine with 20 seconds left. Takes it in the corner. Here's Levine. Dumps it in behind for Job. Job trying to center. It goes free to Job again. Knocked away from him with 13 seconds left. Now the puck bounces around to the blue line. Potsdam off the glass and just out to center ice, back in again. Raiders clear the zone, but Potsdam controls with 3 seconds left. Kelleher, and the buzzer sounds. And Potsdam, scoring the only 2 goals of the second period, will take a 4-1 lead to the locker room.
When you had in the last 3 games, hasn't had quite the opportunities that he had in the last game, but he's somebody that has the ability to really break out soon.
Off the face-off, the puck controlled by Sidden for Massena. Poke checked away, and to the Massena line, does not get in the zone. Back in, that's should have been an offsides, but it's cleared anyway. And the Raiders move it back. Wood looking up ice. He's got DeLille, flips it, and no, it's Job. Job's got DeLille, but his pass didn't get there. Intercepted, but kept in the zone. Stolen by Wood, trying to center it, gets it back again. In front, DeLille, his shot, rebound, the battle for it. It comes back out by the point. Here's a shot save made. Dangermond back to the blue line. Wood battles for it, another shot. Oh, deflected by DeLille. And the puck cleared around the boards and down the ice, icing. Pressure right off the bat from Massena.
Couple, 2, 3 real good scoring opportunities. You got to like what you see in the first 30 seconds of this period.
The Raiders with some great opportunities. Dangermond came up with a couple of good saves, and a couple of shots went wide, but now it's going to be the Whitcup line. They'll try to keep it going here. And again, you need one at a time here. It's 4-1 in favor of Potsdam. Face off right side. Off the draw. Comes back to the point. Flipped in the corner by Horan. Whitcup after it, in behind. He barges it away, takes it back toward the point, turns it around, has it knocked away and out to center ice. Nick Toth with it, flipping ahead to Levine, hit him in the skate. Back comes Potsdam, that's Garish. Garish barging his way through, but it's poke checked away before he get a shot off. Levine around the boards to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Stoners dump it deep. Garish after it there. He gets by the check. Still has the puck, still gets by, now flips it in behind on the other side to the blue line, back at the point. Dan Cook, his shot knocked down, and the puck goes wide, and Catanzari. Here's Adam Catanzari on the off wing, trying to get by. He's taken out of the play nicely by the Potsdam forward, back checking. Puck around the boards. Potsdam turning it around, Torrey Russell. Here's Russell with it, into the Massena zone, gets a shot, and Meacham had to be quick as he used the defenseman for a screen. Back the other way comes Colin Lazaire. Lazaire, stick handles, lost it at the red line, has it knocked away, gets it back again. Now he'll backhand it to the Potsdam line. Picked up by Williams. Williams takes it deep in Massena territory. Around the board it goes to Lazaire. Lazaire looks, kind of overskates. The puck comes bouncing free. It's dumped right back in the corner. Picked up in behind the net. Sidden flips it. Michaud. Aaron Michaud along the boards, trying to flip it ahead. Oh, he almost got it to Ramo. Would have been a 2-on-1. Now the puck dumped back in the Massena zone. Jeremy Sidden picks it up. Here's Sidden. Bounces it around on the other side to Michaud. Michaud skates it around. He banks it off the boards to Tubolino. Tubolino gets tied up in the corner. Now Sidden comes back, and the puck poke checked free in behind the net. Bouncing around to Sidden. He'll pick it up. Start out. Now the puck didn't get out of the zone again. It's knocked down in front, and the weak shot is knocked away as Bernie Adams gets a chance. This is a Potsdam fourth line. Now Raiders move it down ice. Michaud across the blue line. Raiders get delay offsides, but here comes Potsdam right back into the zone. Here's the shot in behind the net. Kevin Horan after it. He'll flip it on the wing to Tubolino. Poke checked away. To the blue line, Morris, did he keep it in? He did. Here's a shot, and the save made by Meacham. He'll hold on for the face-off.
Yeah, we had a little knuckleball off the that Matt had to be very, very careful on, and he took it with his body and really froze it. Michael Morris didn't get all on that shot, and it was pretty dangerous. But that was a good stoppage in play. We wanted to get a change anyway.
Marcus Kelleher out there now. He'll face off against Adam Wood off the draw. The puck bounces out to center ice. Morris has to turn around and come back after it. He's got DeLille on him. Morris circles. He'll flip it on the wing. And to the blue line, it just trickles, and out to center ice it goes. Good follow-up by Morris. Now Job puts a check on. The puck comes to Brian Hatch. Hatch circles. Has it knocked away in behind the net. Here's a chance in front. They'll go back to the point. And back to the 45. Here's a shot. It's blocked as Horan gives up the body. Coach should give him an assist on that one. Back to the circle. Here's a chance in front. Shot gloved by Meacham. And coming in was Murphy, and he got a quick wrist shot off.
Yes, he did. We look a little bit out of sync out there at this time, but Matt was Johnny on the spot with a very, very quick glove. Yeah, that was a good block there by Kevin Horan. The defenseman, I think it was a defenseman, was in there uncontested, and he blocked the shot.
Casey Garish to face off against Robbie Whitcup off the draw. Whitcup wins the face off to Nick Toth. Toth gets tied up by Garish, and now Whitcup with it. Moves it along the boards to Levine. Back to Whitcup, back to Levine. He tries to barge his way out to center ice. He does, and flips it ahead. It goes by everybody back inside Potsdam territory. Cook flips it back to the neutral zone. Here comes Torrey Russell. Russell's headman pass for Garish. He has to come back and dump it deep in Massena territory. Jeremy Sidden rips it around the boards for Levine. Levine trying to catch the pass. It's knocked away. Whitcup comes away with it. Here's Whitcup. Moves it ahead, doesn't get enough of it, and it's back in the Potsdam zone, but the Stoners control. Cook flips it ahead. Back the other way. Poke checked away in the neutral zone. Finally, it's dumped in Massena territory. In after it is Stephen Smalling. He and Toth go together. Toth takes him out of the play. Whitcup picks up the puck and flips it along the boards, has it knocked away, and the puck goes in the corner, pinching McCluskey. Potsdam not playing like they've got the lead right now. They're playing like they need a goal.
Well,
I guess that's the way you play.
Yeah, it's a little bit too early to sit on it, and they know that the game can change very quickly.
And here comes the puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. Getting a piece of it is Tubolino, and he'll dump it deep in Potsdam territory. Dan Cook off the boards and around the horn. Michaud steps in front, flips it in behind. Ramo knocks it down, circles in behind the net, gets by his check. Centering pass, hits the side of the net, and around the boards it goes to Kevin Horan at the point. Horan flips it to 45. Tubolino knocked away. Here comes Potsdam, 3-on-1. Back the other way, Kelleher barges. He's got Taylor, shot saved, poked in the net, following up. And that's going to be Richard Murphy getting the goal, and that'll put it to bed right there.
Yeah, I got a sneaking suspicion that'll make that's an awful tough hill to climb. But again, the play was made at our offensive blue line. The defenseman committed himself, did not get the puck or the player, and away Potsdam went on a 3-on-1, and they made no mistake about it.
Meacham made one great save, yeah, but the rebound sat there on the goal line, and Murphy followed up and poked it home.
They finished it off
to make it 5-1. So the Sandstoners with a commanding lead now, 5-1 over Massena. And here come the Raiders back the other way. Whitcup takes it across at the blue line, trickles back out, back in, delay off sides, but Potsdam will clear. No, they just dump it back. Massena clears the zone. Morris, headman. Here's Horan with it at his own blue line for Massena. He'll flip on the other side to Lazaire. To Job. Job trying to go to Wood, knocked away. Job comes back. He'll drop it to Horan. Horan. Headman pass to the Potsdam line, knocked out to center ice. Horan follows. He'll dump. Since Massena scored the first goal of the game, the Stoners have reeled off 5 straight. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 here in the third, and lead it 5-1 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Potsdam just dumps it out to center ice. Aaron Leduc circles back after it. He'll flip it to Toth. Toth, headman pass. Meant for Job, couldn't put a stick on it. Puck in behind Morris with it. Here's Morris, breaking out of the zone, gets by 1, gets by 2, doesn't clear the zone, however, as Levine pinches in, keeps it in. Here's Levine in the corner. He still has it, swept away. What do we got here? Net off? No, we're going to have a holding? And apparently it's going to go against Michael Morris for Potsdam. Is he? I'm not sure about that one, John.
Well, it may be time for Potsdam to have a penalty. I'm not really sure what he was thinking of. I thought young Michael Morris did a heck of a job. We couldn't get a really good viewing of where his hands were, and so maybe he had a good grasp on him. But certainly you had the Massena forward busting down the right side here, and Michael made what looked to be a good play from delaying him, but maybe he had a little extra.
Maybe he had a little hold on him. Off the face-off, puck dumped down the ice. Raiders on the power play. Would dearly like to get one here to make this respectable anyway. 5-1 Potsdam leads. And certainly they have proven they deserve their top billing in NAC Division I. No question about it. The Raiders with a problem here. Can't kind of come up on the handle, but Job knocks it down in front, and the puck goes in behind the net. Potsdam flipping it around the boards. It'll come to Murphy. Murphy dumps it off the glass down the ice, and there's a minute left in the man advantage. About halfway mark of the third period. The puck out to center ice. Whitcup to Wood. Wood takes it wide in the zone, sets up the power play. Here's Wood, circle, centering pass. Job couldn't put a stick on it. Puck goes all the way back to the point. Toth, can he keep it in? No, he doesn't. Back the other way comes Kelleher. Kelleher, he's got a man in front. The save made, though, as the puck ended up being shot on net. And we got a holding call on
Adam Wood,
Massena, Adam Wood. And that'll even things up here with 7:24 left, holding the call. And Wood goes to the box.
I'm a little, that was a little bit questionable as well. I didn't think that he quite had, a hold of him. But certainly he was in the spot, and the forward spun around, so.
So now that'll make it 4-on-4 for the next 36 seconds, with Potsdam leading Massena 5-1 here in the third period.
Well, we've got about 7 minutes to go, Jerry, and I'd like to see us again try to create some opportunities, get that puck deep. Let's see if we can get some forecheck and get some good things to go into the next game on.
Here's DeLille, knocked away. Into the Massena zone it goes, Sidden back after it. Raiders came out in this third period firing but didn't score, and since then it has not been a pretty picture. Here comes Ramo, he's got DeLille with him, 2-on-1. Feeds it to DeLille, it gets all the way to the goaltender who pokes it back to the point. And firing at the open net was Sidden, but it was blocked nicely by Garish, and he deflected it. Now the puck dumped down the ice, and icing is waved off, and Meacham will flip it around the boards for Ramo. Ramo trying to get it out of the zone, but it comes to Lazaire, and he backhands it. And the Raiders are killing, so that'll go all the way down the ice into the Potsdam zone. Here come the Stoners, trying to barge their way through in the neutral zone, and into the zone it goes. Here's Michael Morris with it, sets it up, gets a shot in behind the net. It comes to DeLille. He backhands it out, back in again, and offsides will be the call on Potsdam.
We've talked about it a couple of times tonight. Potsdam is playing well within themselves. They have a good, solid game plan. You can notice that their forechecking is easy to be identified. They're definitely pinching their defense. They definitely have a forward who's filling in their place.
That's right.
They seem to be particularly keen on their responsibilities in the neutral zone. We're having a lot of trouble in the neutral zone tonight.
Off the face-off, Horan flips it to the neutral zone where the Stoners control. James Williams with it. He just banks it off the boards deep in Massena territory. Meacham, he'll flip it on the backhand for Whitcup around the other way. Whitcup can't get it out of the zone. Kept in at the point. 13 seconds left in the man advantage. Stoners control. Josh Taylor back to the point. They move it around the horn. Williams trying to center it. It's knocked away. They get it right back again. Here's a shot knocked down in front. Horan, and he blocked that one. And the puck comes bouncing back to the point. Here's another shot. Goes wide, and Meacham dives out of the net and grabs it. And Marcus Kelleher, kind of little stick action on Meacham on the way by, and that's the cause for a little bit of a mix-up behind the net.
And Nick Toth went in there and, said to that young Potsdam player, hey, listen, you're going to come in here into our territory. We're going to have a little chat over in the corner. And we actually have a penalty here, I guess.
We got matching minors, I think. And, it's going to be matching. Kelleher went by and tattooed Meacham with a stick on the way by. And, actually, it's going to be, I think, Wood who gets the retaliation call.
Right.
but it could have been any number of them, and you'd have to do that to protect your goal.
Well, you've got to do something and understand the time of the game and the circumstances of the game. But certainly, one of the things that you can never allow, especially in a game like today, is for them to come in and take exception on your goaltender.
Well, and when you're leading 5-1, there's no need for that.
Well, and we got another game to play against Potsdam, and we better make sure that they know that we're not going to be able to be pushed around.
Off the face-off, puck in the neutral zone, dumped in the Potsdam zone, back out again. Here's Job trying to barge his way through. Here's Matt Job, sharp angle shot, save made, rebound right on, and Dangerman holds on for the face-off.
Very confident play by goalie Dangerman. He had made the save and controlled that rebound in a very skillful way.
Face-off right side in the Potsdam zone. Potsdam leading 5-1 on the Tommy Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. After tonight, the Raiders with another very tough game, maybe even tougher than this one when they go to Brazier against St. Lawrence Central. That's a tough place to play.
Tough house, tough team.
Yes, indeed. They're a very good team. They could be, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to say they're even better than Potsdam. So the Raiders are going to have to be up on their game. Here's a shot from a sharp angle. Meacham's just going to stop it and hold on.
We've said it before, and we'll probably say it again before the end of the night. Potsdam is for real. Understanding what we've seen in the last couple of years and knowing the personnel that have been involved here, we understood that Potsdam would be a capable team, but did we think they'd be at the top of the league? Did we believe that? Well, we've had a chance to see it tonight, and it's
no fluke.
It is
no fluke at all. They're a good hockey team, and of course they beat Canton 4-1. They're beating Massena here 5-1. So that certainly says, hey, we're for real, all right. Off the face-off, Ramo after it. Morris poke checked away from him by Michaud, deep in Potsdam territory. Joe Charlebois to Morris. Morris takes a check. It bounces by Charlebois in the corner. Ramo in after it. He'll go back to the point with it. Colin Lazaire, his shot, right on. Dangerman makes the save. Comes back to Toth. He tees it up, fired it way wide. Got to get those shots on net. Comes to Lazaire. In behind the net it goes. Michaud throws a check. The puck squirts free, and Morris will skate out of the fray. 4.5 left in the third period. Raiders trailing by 4. Here's a shot, and the bouncer goes in the corner. Casey Garish after. Garish barges his way through. He still got it back to Morris at the point. And I don't think he expected to get it because he didn't get much on that shot. And the puck goes along the boards, and we have a whistle and an interference call on Massena.
I didn't see that,
I didn't either.
Jerry. That was behind the play. Aaron Michaud is unhappy with that call. I don't often see him that animated on a call, but he certainly was concerned about that.
Michaud for interference. So it'll be a 4-on-3 power play for 2 seconds, and then it'll be back to 5-on-4 power play. Off the draw, puck comes back to the blue line. They've got a man in Williams. His shot, he fired it up into the wall, and we'll have a face-off as both players are back. And now it's 5-on-4.
You think with 2 seconds to go that you wouldn't get a good scoring opportunity, but really what happened off the face-off, they won it cleanly, came back to the point, and the Massena defenseman got tied up in front with the Potsdam player and wasn't able to adjust to the defenseman walking in uncontested, and he had a good quality shot.
Raiders now killing again. Off the face-off, puck dumped around the boards, but not out of the zone. In the corner, it's Josh Taylor. Taylor flips it in behind as they move it around the horn. That's Richard Murphy, back to the point, gets it right back again, lost it off the end of his stick. And, the Raiders had a chance to clear, couldn't. Now Whitcup has a chance to clear, and that time he did, apparently, as Cook tried to bring it back in, but that was very close. We're down to 3:50 left, 5-1 Potsdam lead. Pretty safe to say this was going to go in the W column for Potsdam.
Yeah, it does. And again, you look over across the ice here, and you see a lot of long faces on everybody that's involved over there. But these young guys, they're out there trying their hardest, and it's frustrating when the bounces don't go your way.
And again, a game like this, you lose. You learn something from it or not. If you learn something from it, well, next time around, maybe you'll get them. If you don't learn something from it, there's an offsides they missed. Here's a chance in front, but the Raiders will clear it to the blue line and dumped in the corner. The other thing that I've noticed, I don't know if you have, the Potsdam just a little quicker to the puck than Massena.
Yeah, you know, and I've mentioned earlier in the night, I thought that our legs looked a little sluggish.
Here comes Catanzari trying to barge his way by Cook. He gets by him, gets a shot, save made. And again, Dangermond taking up a lot of space. And he gave Catanzari nothing to shoot at.
Nice
Back
effort.
the other way comes Taylor. Was a nice effort. Here comes the puck in front, and it rolled right off the end of the Murphy stick. He tries to drop it to the point, but it's knocked away and out to center ice. An errant pass there. Under 3 minutes to play. 5-1, Potsdam leads. And here comes Kelleher. Kelleher takes it. His shot is wide.
All even, Jerry.
And the Raiders do kill that one off. But Potsdam still has the puck in the Massena zone. They got a man in front, but it's knocked away. And Job comes back the other way. Here's Matt Job. Poke checked away. Toth follows up, flips it ahead. That'll be icing on Massena. But Potsdam touched it, and they wave it off. Comes to Michaud, hits the side of the net, trying to center it, and the puck bounces around. Stoners move it out. Here's Michael Morris. Morris, a good rushing defenseman. Of course, you might remember John last year. He played some forward for Potsdam.
Yes, he did.
So he can move the puck. Of course, his dad was a pretty good rushing defenseman in his day, too, at times.
And had a heavy shot, as Michael does as well.
Heavy shot. Here comes DeLille. Headman to Ramo. Ramo across in front. Job gets a shot off. Ramo the rebound. A save made, or may have been wide. And the puck goes into the corner. Under 2 minutes to play now. Potsdam dumps it to center ice. Lazare gets a piece of it, but knocks it down. It's dumped deep in Massena's zone. 1:45 remaining, and they'll just play out the string here. Sidden moves it down the ice, has it knocked away. Here comes Potsdam. Well, I shouldn't have said that so quickly. Here's a chance in front. There's a battle, and they score. No goal. Meacham got back somehow and made that save. I don't know how he got back to make the save, but he did.
Who was that Potsdam player, Jerry? I can't see. Was that young Garish again?
Yeah, Garish and Smalling were involved in that one.
I'm not sure Garish could have had a hat trick tonight if he would capitalize on his opportunities there. But
Smalling passed him the puck, and Garish got the shot, but somehow Meacham got back.
Again, a wide open net, and Matt just showed his tremendous athleticism by being able to get back. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
Face-off inside Massena territory after the great save. Just a minute and a half left to go in this game. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. And in behind the net as it moves around the boards. Sidden cranks it up and flips it around the boards. Gets it right back again. He'll try the other side. Goes to Leduc. Leduc back to Sidden. Sidden takes a wave at it and then goes on the 45. Michaud ahead to Whitcup and out to center ice. Knocked away by Cook. Comes back to Sidden. He flips it over on the other side for Leduc, knocked away from him by Zach Reed. Puck in behind the net. Reed with it, trying to center it. Meacham got a piece of it. Now the puck along the boards in the corner. Bodies are flying, under a minute to play. And finally it's flipped free and out to center ice. Here comes Michaud, stops at the red line. Cross ice pass for Whitcup, who takes it across. Here's Whitcup. In the corner, takes it by one, circles, wraparound attempt. The shot, I don't know if it got through or not. And the puck bounces back the other way with 30 seconds left. Here's a shot from center ice. Meacham makes a save. He's going to leave it in behind for Kevin Horan. Horan starts out with 23 seconds left. He's going to lug the puck. Here's Horan taking it wide. Little pond hockey. Now Horan in front. Poke checked away nicely by Cook. Puck comes back to the blue line. Nick Toth winds it up. His shot is knocked down. 10 seconds remaining. As Ramo throws a check. Cook comes up with a puck, flips it to the blue line. Horan winds up, his shot deflected, ping pong ball, and that's going to take care of the hockey game right there as the Potsdam Sandstoners defeat the Massena Red Raiders on a score.